Hi, friends. Welcome to Raji's Reflections. Hope you all had a good week. As we begin to understand stress, we slowly realize something important. Stress is not always an occasional visitor. For many of us, it becomes a constant companion, quietly walking beside us through our days. We saw briefly in the previous episodes what stress is all about and how a pause or keeping it down will help us to handle that. Very often, beneath this constant presence of stress lies a deeper discomfort, that is, uncertainty, and the feeling that we are no longer in control. Before getting into that, let's first understand whether stress is mental or physical. Have you ever thought that why the same situation creates calm in one person and stress in another? The situation is the same, the response is different. That's because stress is not caused by events, but by the meaning we give it to those events. It's a mental perception expressed through physical reactions. In other words, we can say it is a mind speaking through the body. Stress is not a sign of inability, it is a sign that the system feels unsafe. Calm is not personality, it is a perceived safety. So, when we address this, we have to take a holistic view. As we move forward, let us gently shift our attention from stress itself to one of its strongest roots, that is, uncertainty and human need of control. Understanding this connection does not remove uncertainty from life. We should understand this first. But it gives us something far more powerful, an awareness and the freedom to respond with calmness instead of fear. Let us explore that together today. One of the deepest sources of stress in our life is not what is happening, but what not knowing what will happen next. Uncertainty is uncomfortable for any one of us. We are wired to seek patterns, predict the outcomes, and feel safe in familiarity. That is to be within our comfort zone. When life refuses to give us clarity, the mind fills the gap with worry, and slowly stress begins to grow from there. For example, you are working in an organization. There is a rumor that they are going to reduce the staff strength or similar branches, smaller branches are going to get merged. Immediately, the mind starts thinking widely. Added to that, you get a call from the boss saying, "We need to talk." That one sentence doubles your headache. The mind imagines worst case scenarios. The meeting turns out to be a simple discussion, but stress has already consumed your energy and you felt drained. Stress often comes not from reality but from our imagination. This imagination is due to uncertainty of the future. Even when your today is stable, the unknown tomorrow creates a tension in you. Even in our relationship, this uncertainty troubles us. If one of our relative or someone close to us is not responsive in one or two occasions, or suddenly some uneasiness surfaces, if you feel you are ignored by their actions, you get into stress because you are not sure of the reasons behind it, and your assumptions make you feel hurt or you feel you are not valued as you deserve. Here, the stress does not come from any conflict. It comes from not knowing where we stand and what we actually want. In case of our health also, uncertainty shows up quietly and makes us feel stressed out. See, when we go to a doctor with some minor complaints, he advises us to take many tests. Immediately stress mounts up. Till we get the results, as waiting makes us build stories as many ifs and with as many ifs and buts. This is due to lack of understanding of the unexplained symptoms or fearing what a small discomfort might become. Often, the mind suffers far more in waiting than the result itself. When uncertainty rises, the mind naturally reaches for control. We try to plan every detail, anticipate every problem, replay the conversations, overthink decisions, or seek constant reassurance. But here is the truth: we often resist. Control gives only temporary comfort and not lasting peace. Just let's see one example which most of us face at one point of time in our life. With increasing competition and challenges, the worries of the parent about their child's future also is increased. The admission in a good reputed school is booked the moment the child is born, and we have a long wait list for admission. They choose the school, the activities, the schedule, the friends. Why all this? Because we feel if I monitor and control every step of my child with guidance, then success for him is guaranteed. But despite all the efforts, the child may still struggle, changes the course of study, or fail, which happens against your expectations. Despite all the planned efforts from your side, things may or may not happen. You do everything based on your expectations and what you wish to happen. Your child's potential or passion or ability level is sidelined mostly. This topic we will discuss in detail later. Here, the stress does not come from lack of love, but from the belief that if I control enough, I can prevent the pain, I can prevent the failure. Many times, we get chances to be reminded that the control we think will make wonders is limited. A well planned career takes an unexpected turn. A stable relationship faces a sudden distance. A carefully saved future meets an unplanned expenditure. In such moments, stress intensifies because our sense of safety was tied to this control. When we get a feeling that these things are falling out of our control, then fear steps in. Restlessness is felt, and you start draining out physically and mentally. These things happen not because we are weak, but we are human. Now, how to handle this? Are we not supposed to plan or have control of our activities or on our children or family? It is not to mean to give up your responsibility or just to be idle. We have to learn to recognize the boundary line between what we can influence and what we must learn to accept. For example, you have prepared well for an interview and you know how to face it. But do you have the control on the interviewer's mood? You can communicate with honesty in a relationship, but you cannot control how the other person should respond. You can take care of your health, but you cannot control every outcome. This is the reality. You can have peace when your effort and surrender or acceptance work together. When you start getting the awareness that you are stressed because you want certainty, then that awareness will create a space where stress loosens its grip. Because the basic character of any event of future other than the present is uncertainty. Instead of fighting to think and believe that you are sure of the results with a firm certainty, and that with all your efforts and plans you can eliminate this uncertainty, start with an awareness of how to stay grounded within it. Your plans and efforts will go on, but the unexpected results will not disturb you, and you will be able to handle it with more awareness and maturity. This awareness becomes your inner strength. Come what may, uncertainty will remain a part of life. Our planning and control always has its own limits. But by understanding and becoming aware of the ground reality and truth, we learn not to get stressed, not to react instantly, and with this pause, we learn to respond with wisdom. Just keep reflecting on this reality. We will connect next Friday again with more life learning lessons on the awareness and a guided pause exercise for uncertainty. Thank you for spending this reflective moment with me. If this touched you, do like, share, and subscribe, and join me every Friday for more gentle reflections on life, awareness, and inner growth. Stay healthy, Be happy and radiate happiness till we meet again on Friday.